This conference will now be recorded.
Yes, so what we discussed on that particular session on Saturday is we understood that in order to determine the cost of the product, we need the list of raw materials, okay, which is nothing but called as BOM, and we also need the list of activities to be carried out, okay, which is nothing but routing, right? And we also have understood how to create a BOM and how to create a routing. So firstly, we need to create the raw materials. We also need to create the finished product as a material master. Then we need to create a BOM. Okay, after which we need to create the activity types. Before we create activity types, we also need to create the cost centers. So first you create the cost centers, then you create the activity types, and then followed by the uh, you also need to create the work center so that you can be able to create the routings. So I think all those things we already created in the system. Let's try to go in the system and find out what exactly we have done. Okay, so in this one, if you again go to transaction CS03, which is a transaction to display the BOM. Okay, so our finished product is this desktop. The plant that we are using is this one, and the BOM usage is 1. So if I press enter, so this is a BOM that we already created. Okay, you can see BOM consists of the hard disk, RAM, monitor, CPU box, processor, and keyboard mouse set. Right, so this is a BOM which is telling the system very clearly what are the raw material requirements in order to manufacture this finished product. Okay, same way, if I want to see the list of activities, then I need to go to transaction CR03, which is for the work center. Okay, so work center, we created 3 work centers. You'll be able to see all those 3 work centers here: assembling, packing, and quality. Okay, so from here you can just give me a minute. Okay, so from here you can also go to logistics. This is part of production. Whatever we are doing, BOM, routing, everything is part of production. So master data, routings, standard routings, and the transaction code to display the routing is CA03. So double click on CA03, provide your material number, plant, okay, and then you click on routings. Okay, so here you can see in order to manufacture a desktop, we have provided the list of activities. Okay, so if you just go on the right side, or maybe if you double click on this and click on operations, you'll be able to see assembling activity, quality activity, and packing activity along with time. So you can see this is a time. We need 20 minutes for assembling, we need 10 minutes for quality check, and we need 10 minutes for packing. Okay, so I think Excel that we created last time is gone. Let's create it once again very quickly. Or maybe if, yes, perfect. Okay, so we are able to get it. So this is what we already created. This is what we already created, right? And also we specified this rates. Okay, what is the cost per hour? If I want to use assembling for 20 minutes, it will take 2000. Why? Because the cost per minute is 6000. Where exactly we maintain these rates? Where can I go and find out what rates we mentioned for our activity types? That would be available in KP26, right? So if you go to KP26, okay, and for the month 12th, right? So version 0, 12th month for year 2019. Here you provide your cost center. So we created this assembling as a cost center and assembling as an activity type. Okay, so if you click on this overview, uh, cost center is it different? Let's see. Sorry, this is controlling area is different. So let's go to extras, change the controlling area to our controlling area, which is ABCS. Okay, and now you just click on this. Okay, you can see we maintained the assembling price but I don't know who has changed this. Let me make it how much? Okay, sorry, this is per minute, which is correct. So this is per minute charge of 100, which is nothing but 6,000 per hour, right? So this is correct. 100 INR per minute is the cost of performing this activity for this cost center, right? Same way, if I want to verify others are maintained or not. So if I go for quality, so again, you have to specify the cost center here, which is quality, and you have to specify the activity type again as quality. Okay, this is again 100. Let's see if it is correct. Yes, this is correct because we want 6,000. And finally, we have packing. So for packing, we created another cost center, which is pack. So pack, and click on this. So you can see the price is 200. So all these prices are already mentioned in the activity cost center price master data, which is KP26 transaction code. Okay, so we created the FG, we created the raw material, we created the cost centers, we created the activity types, we created a BOM, activity rates, work centers, and routings. So this is what we already have done till now. Okay, so what is next now? What do we need to do from here? Now, see, this part is already done. So system already knows what are the activities, okay, how much time, and what is the rate of the activity. Everything is done. But from the BOM point of view, we are done only with this. System still doesn't know the price. We have not mentioned the price anywhere in the system, right? So system knows we need a hard disk, we need a RAM, we need a CPU box, we need a monitor, but it doesn't know what is the cost of hard disk, what is the cost of RAM, what is the cost of CPU box. So this is the information which is still required if I want to go to perform the standard costing, right? So question is, how are you going to get this cost? So number one, if this material is already available in your stock, right? If this material is already available in your stock, system will automatically pick either the moving average price or the standard price, whatever you mentioned in your raw material. So when we created this raw material, at that time, what was the price of this raw material? That is something which will come from the PO. Okay, so for example, when we created a raw material, we told that these are our raw materials. These are our raw materials, which means they will be following moving average price. If you remember, for raw materials, we specified moving average price, and for finished product, we provided standard price. So which means whenever, if the material is already available in the stock, it will be evaluated at the moving average price, at the price at which we bought that material from the market, right? So in that case, system will automatically know that what is the moving average price of that particular product. But in our case, we have still not done any good receipt. We have still not done any MIGO for this raw materials, right? Which means the price may not come at all because it doesn't know, system doesn't know what is going to be the price of this product. Okay, so the option number one is, if you still don't have this material available in your stock, what you can simply do is you can go for creation of PIR, purchase info record. Okay, later on I'll also show you if I don't create a PIR and if I have the material already available in my stock, how the system will consider that particular thing also. So I want to create a PIR, which is nothing but purchase info record. Okay, so how you can create a purchase info record is you can go to materials management. Okay, in purchasing, under the master data, you can see info record. Transaction code is ME11. Okay, so this ME11 will allow you to create a purchase info record. Now, what is purchase info record? See, this material is completely new, not this one. Let's talk about RAM, the raw materials. So this material is completely new, which we are not purchased earlier. If I want to tell the system from where I can buy this material at what price, that information I need to enter in the info record. So let's say I'm telling the system that in order to buy this material for this plant from this vendor, purchase info record is always combination of vendor, material and plant. Okay, so just do F4 and select one of the vendors that we created in this company code. So our company code is ABCS. Have you not created any vendor till now? Okay, we have not created any vendor till now. So first thing what we need to do is we need to create a vendor. Okay, and I hope all of you know that there is a change in the way how you create a vendor in SAP S/4HANA. So you'll not be able to use transaction FK01. Okay, if you use transaction FK01, XK01, system will take you to business partner automatically. Okay, system will automatically take you to BP screen. Okay, so if you want the complete details of this business partner, how it works, I will make sure that along with this today's recording, I'll also share one more recording which will completely explain you how the business partner concept works, because we don't want to deviate our focus on business partner rather than product costing. Okay, so I will quickly create a vendor. Okay, and you can see I'm creating the BP in this role, FLVN01 grouping. I will select as 0001 standard grouping, which is provided by SAP. So this is my test vendor for ABCS. Okay, ABCS, whatever is mandatory information, I'm just entering that. Okay, and then go to company code data, company code ABCS, a reconciliation account. Let's see, we have still not created the reconciliation account also for AP. So FS00, okay, normal reconciliation account for AP, which is sundry creditors. So new, we are using chart of account INT, right? So within INT, let's see, star payables star. Okay, so it will give us the list of accounts, payable accounts. I'll use this domestic and I will extend this to my company code, which is ABCS. Okay, so GL account type is going to be balance sheet. Account group is also going to be liabilities. This is AP. Account group only defined for accounts. I think, do you remember which chart of account we are using? I think it is not INT. So OBY6, and if I go for ABCS, no, we are using our own chart of accounts. So FS00 new. So we are flexible to select the GL account number. Okay, so balance sheet, liabilities. Okay, this is AP, accounts payables, control data. Very important thing is this must be set as reconciliation account for vendor, and here G067, which is for reconciliation accounts. Okay, let's save it, and now we will be able to use this in our vendor master. So F4, I can see this now. Click on save. So we created the vendor in company code. We also need to create this vendor in purchasing org. Right? There is still some error, some mandatory information is missing. So ABCS, I will provide the, just give me a minute, not available, go to change mode. Let me see which other field is mandatory. Some field is mandatory, that is the reason we are getting that error. Let's try to save and see if it is getting saved. Transaction BP, click on organization. This is fine. FLVN01 create. Okay, go to company code, provide the reconciliation account and try to save. Click on this question mark, it will tell you what is missing. There is something wrong in the number ranges. That is the reason it is saying already exist. There is nothing wrong from our side. So what we can simply do is, let's do one thing. Instead of using this account group 0001, use some other account group. This standard account group has a problem. So I'm using, I think I created another one also. SL01, you can try to use SL01. Okay, this one is created. So problem was with numbering. There was nothing wrong. So this is a vendor number you can see. Okay, so vendor has been created, but this is only created in company code. If you want to use this vendor in purchasing, it has to be created for the purchasing org also. For which I will go to the change mode. Okay, and use FLVN00 purchasing data. Right here, I will enter the purchasing org. Our purchasing organization is ABCS. Enter, and again just the necessary fields. So I'll make sure that order currency is entered. Try to click on save. Okay, so now this vendor is created in our purchasing organization also. So we can use this vendor number in our complete scenario. So let's go to purchase info record once again. Enter this vendor number and press enter. It is asking for purchasing org, which is ABCS. Okay, and within this, if you just keep on pressing enter, okay, you can see this is where system is asking you the price. Okay, this is where system is asking you the price. What it is asking is this vendor will provide this material at this purchasing organization at what price, right? So these are some mandatory fields. It is asking you how much time normally vendor takes. Once I place the order, how much time system will take to, sorry, vendor will take to deliver the material. So let's go for one. What is the standard quantity? Like if I'm going for the ordering, whether it is 10 at a time, 20 at a time, or 100 at a time. So that is a standard quantity. I will enter as 100. No, that purchase order in the purchase order you can change the quantity. That is not a problem. This is a standard quantity. Just for the information purpose that whenever we are purchasing the material from the vendor, what is the preferred quantity that we purchase? Okay, there is something called as economic order quantity, EOQ, which is, see, if I can purchase 10 quantities also, but it will unnecessarily add lot of order price. For example, again and again you need to order when the material is delivered. Again, the freight would be different for 10 different units. So instead of that, if you order in a bulk quantity, then you can save that cost. So that there is a concept of EOQ which you can enter it here. Okay, but that is again nothing to do with our costing. So net price, this is where you need to enter the price. If you already know that this vendor will provide us this material at what price. So in our case, we want RAM to be available at 5,000. Okay, so I'll enter 5,000 here. Enter. Purchasing group is a mandatory field, so just enter 001, which is a standard purchasing group available in the system. Okay, and that is the only information that we need to maintain as of now, right? So our main target was to enter the price information, that this vendor will provide this material at what price. Let's go to the next material, which is hard disk. So again, I'll keep on pressing enter till I come to the screen. I'll enter all the things once again. Okay, and this one again, just to verify what is the price at which we are going to get this material. So we are getting this material from the vendor at 5,000. Save. Next material is CPU box. So CPU underscore box, enter, enter. Okay, and here you need to enter the price, which is 2000. Okay, similarly, monitor, enter, enter. What is the cost of monitor? It is 2500. Processor, 10,000. And last thing is keyboard, mouse set. Okay, again I'll enter all this information, and here it will be 500. Okay, so now system knows what material is required and what is the price per unit of the material. So now system is already aware about all this till here. System is already aware about what materials are required, what is the cost per unit of material, what are the activities to be carried out, how many minutes of activities to be carried out, and what is the activity price. Right? So system should be at least able to determine this 30,000 as a cost of this product. Right? System will still not be able to determine the overhead cost, because for overhead cost we need a cost sheet, which we are still not maintained. So we will see one by one. First, we want the system to determine this cost of the product. Is it clear now? So this is what we want the system to determine. Okay, now in order to determine the cost of the product, what is the transaction code that we use? If I want to perform the standard cost of any finished product, what is the transaction code that we use? CK11N, right? CK11N is a transaction to determine the cost of the product. So just enter CK11N, press enter. Okay, let me complete this sheet also parallelly. So what we have done is we created a PR, which is ME11. This is step number 8. And then we are doing CK11N as of now. Okay, to determine the cost of product. Okay, so here you need to enter the material for which you want to determine the cost. I want to determine the cost for the finished product, which is desktop. So this is my finished product. I want to determine the cost of this product at this plant, right? Costing variant is the main thing that you need to specify here, based on which all your calculations are dependent. Okay, so first I will explain you the entire process by using the standard costing variant, but later on we will try to create our own. Okay, so the standard costing variant which you should use in transaction CK11N is PPC1. Okay, this is a standard which is pre-delivered by SAP. Okay, so just select PPC1. Costing version should be 1. You don't need to change anything here. Just press enter. It will take you to the dates tab, second tab. Okay, you can see it is saying costing view has been created for material. I think Amit, you asked at that time when I was creating the material, you asked that why we are not providing the costing view. I told you costing view will be created automatically when you perform the costing. Okay, so just press enter. System will take you to the next tab. It will default the dates. Okay, don't worry, I will come to this dates part in another 5 minutes. Just press enter, and then system is trying to calculate the cost of this product. Okay, now you will get lot of errors. So I want to show you that errors because that is exactly what you are going to do in the project. Your client will send you the screenshot that this is the error that I'm getting. So how to know what exactly are the errors and what are the solutions for those? See, system is trying to do the costing for what? Dates are starting from 1/1/2020, right? And you can see system has came up with the calculation, but everything is zero. Okay, so you can see the costs are zero. Everything is zero. That is the reason you are getting this red message. So although system, you can see very clearly, system knows that in order to manufacture desktop, I need a hard disk, I need a RAM, I need a monitor, CPU box, processor, keyboard. Even it knows I need to do the assembling for 20 minutes. I need to do the, if you just come down, quality for 10 minutes. I need to do the packing for 10 minutes. But the price is zero everywhere. The raw material price is also zero and activity price is also zero. Okay, question number one, why do you think the activity price is zero? We mentioned the activity price very clearly that it is 100 per minute. Then why it is showing zero? The reason is, if you look at these dates, the activity price that we mentioned is for the 12th month, December month, 12th month of 2019. And we are doing the costing in first month of 2020. Have you maintained any rate for the first period of 2020? If I go to if I go to KP26, if you go to KP26, see whatever we mentioned, it is on 2019. So if I go for first period of 2020, and if I try to execute it, there are no rates at all. System is not able to know what is the price for that particular month, right? And that is the reason. How will you look at this error is just click on this log. It will give you the list of all the errors that system is getting. So let's forget about the errors related to the materials. I will come to that, but let's talk about the activities. So activity related errors. Just give me a minute. Hard disk RAM, hard disk RAM. Okay. You can see this 1, 2, 3. Okay. No control record for activity in version 00 2020. Let's double click on this to get a complete error. So no control record for activity in version 0 2020 activity planning, quantity planning. No activity planning for quantity planning has been carried out in version 00 and fiscal year 2020. We have not carried out any planning activity for year 2020. That is the reason we are getting this error. So let's try to solve it one by one so that we are knowing where exactly the price is coming from. So now we know that we need to provide the prices for the first period of 2020. I'll go to KP26 and I'll provide the same price once again. So this is 100. Sorry, this is packing. Packing is how much? 200, I think. Yeah, packing is 200 per minute. Okay, save. Coming to assembling. Assembling is 100. Save. And last one is quality. Okay, which is again 100 per unit. Okay, after making these changes, now simply do one thing, come out of this CK11 once again and try to do the fresh run. Okay, so CK11N, enter. This is your finished product. This is your plant, costing variant, everything clicks OK. Press enter, it will show you the dates. Okay, just press enter. Now, Okay, there is an information message, just press enter. We will talk about this error also shortly. Okay, so still the cost is zero itself. Okay, so system is still not able to calculate the cost. Let's click on this question mark and see. Sorry, click on the error log and see. So here again, or maybe I can go through this to look in the separate screen altogether. So here, no price could be determined for, no, this is different. What about activities? Can you see the activity? Yeah, activity is not coming, but you can see the error is this now. Cost element 9003 is not assigned to the cost component. Cost element 9003. What is cost element 9003? You'll be able to see here. Just click on this. You can see cost element 9003 is related to the activities. So system will be only able to calculate the cost of the activities when you assign the cost component. Okay, what is the error? Let's go again and try. So no CK11N, enter, enter, enter. See what error we are getting? Cost item is not assigned to the cost component. Let's click on the question mark. No cost component is assigned to costing item 1. The cost of the costing are not shown. Okay, so what is the solution? Go to the customizing for product costing and check the assignment of cost element to cost components. Now, what are cost components? Okay, let me introduce one more topic here. What is cost component? See, system is already showing you, if you just keep on pressing enter here, enter, enter, enter. So system is already showing you the details. Whatever price will be calculated here, you can see the details that assembling cost is this much, hard disk is this much, RAM is this much, monitor is this much. So let's say if there are 25, 30 lines here, it is very much possible. We are taking a very simple example of a computer. When you are manufacturing something very complex, there may be more than 30, 40 raw materials, right? So it will give you the list of all those raw materials here. So it is not very convenient to look into the bifurcation. But if I want to bifurcate in more logical way, what I can do is, if I click on this, this is called as cost component. So you'll be able to see all the raw material cost in one. You'll be able to see all the HR related cost in one if you have anything related to HR. All the production related cost here, all the material overhead related cost here. So what we can do is, in our case, since we have only two types of cost, one is raw material and second is production. So what we can tell the system is, whatever raw material cost is there, please adjust that raw material cost in this cost component. And whatever is production related cost, which means the assembling cost, the packing cost, the quality cost, everything should go to the production. Okay, how are we going to do that? So there is a configuration for cost component split. If you go to SPRO, IMG, controlling, product cost controlling. Okay, we are doing product cost planning as of now. So product cost planning, basic settings for material costing. This is not required. Go to the material cost with quantity structure. Just give me a minute. I think here itself. Can you see the cost component split?
I think it's an overhead, right?
No, overhead is different thing. I think this one, components, just give me a minute here. No. Let's see in cost object controlling. No, this is separate thing altogether. Let's try an overheads. Yes, it is showing in the, no, just this is not correct. This one, define cost component structure. Okay, so it is in basic settings itself. Let me show you once again. So product cost planning, basic settings for material costing, define cost component structure. So if you click on this define cost component structure, this is the one which is already assigned to our PPC1. I'll show you later on. So 01, you can see these are the cost components. This is exactly what we are able to see here. Raw material, HR, production overhead, right? Then admin overhead. Here there is no admin overhead. That is the reason it is directly showing you external activity. But this is the cost component structure that we are able to see here. So what we need to tell the system now is that 9003, this one, the cost which we are getting here is related to the production cost. This 9003 cost element is a secondary cost element which is related to the activities. So these are part of the production. So what we can do is simply select this production, assign the cost components. Okay, so in our case, we have to create a new line. So for cost component structure 01, chart of account, we are using ABCS, and we are going to assign single cost element, which is 9003. Okay, and this would be assigned to what? It would be assigned to the production. So now system knows that whatever cost will be booked in this cost element 9003, in the product costing, it should be available in which cost component. So whatever cost will be calculated, it will show here. Right? That is the reason system was throwing error, because system was not knowing where exactly this activity cost should come in case of the product costing, in case of the cost component structure. Okay, let's try once again. So if I go to CK11N once again and press enter, another enter. See, this time system is at least able to calculate the cost of the activities. Okay, system is able to calculate the cost of the activities now. Right? So if I click on this one, you can clearly see all this cost is coming under the production. Right? 416.67. How 416.67? Let's see if it is correct or wrong. So what was the activity price that we were expecting? We were expecting the activity price of this much, which is 5,000. But system is showing 416.667. Okay, let me tell you why exactly it is calculating like that. So total cost is 5,000 divided by 12, I think, divided by 12, right? So what it is considering is whatever price we have entered here, by default it is considering in KP26 whatever price we entered, that is for the full year, but it is not for the full year, it is only for the first month, right? So let's see, I'll show you what exactly is the problem. At least now you can understand that how the prices are coming. So whatever you mentioned in KP26, based on that system is picking the price. Okay.
Vikram, can you show once the price that we entered in KP26?
Yes. So let's go to KP26. See, in KP26, we entered the price for this particular version as 100. Okay, but we entered this for first month. If you click on this period screen, okay, we are not divided it. That is the reason system is taking the average of this price.
That is fixed price per minute, no, Vikram?
That, yes, this is fixed price per minute.
So, but for 20 minutes means by default the system would calculate already 2000.
Exactly. So it should automatically calculate 100 multiplied by whatever amount of time we are carrying out this activity. So in this case, this is for quality. So quality is 10 minutes. So 10 into 10, it should calculate 1000.
Yeah.
Okay, why it is calculating wrong? That is exactly why I want to explain you, because uh, that is exactly what is the purpose of this session. So at least any
Mm-hmm.
figure, forget about whatever is the figure, at least you are able to see the figure now,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now let's try to find out why system is taking average. Have we told the system to take the average? Definitely somewhere in the system, we have told the system to take the average. That is the reason it is taking the average price, right? Where exactly? So it totally depends upon what costing variant you are using. Okay, let me take you to the costing variant now. Okay, so let's go to SPRO. If this is not available, we will go with this one. Okay, so just come out and you will be able to see the costing variant related configuration. Okay, so that would be available in product cost planning, basic settings. If not here, then here, define costing variants. Okay, click on define costing variants. What is the T code for define costing variants? It's OKKN.
Vikram, you can also include the cost component structure in
Yes,
this
yes,
list.
yes. Yes, I'll do that. So this one I need to bring it down. Okay, and before that we have used cost component structure. So let's go out, and it was a here define cost component structure. What is the T code for this? OKTZ. OKTZ. Okay, so let's go back to configuration, come out, close this, and go to costing variant. Now what is costing variant? We are using PPC1. Double click on PPC1. Okay, I will explain you all the things, don't worry about this. Just concentrate on where we are stuck currently. So currently, let's go to the valuation variant. See, in the valuation variant, this is where we tell the system how to pick the activity prices. Okay, go here. You can see plan prices average of all fiscal year periods. What we told the system, pick the activity types prices as the planned prices as average of all the fiscal year periods. That is the reason system is taking average. But if I tell the system take the planned price for the period, don't worry about the average, then it will take entire 5000, right? But before you change the standard settings, my recommendation is you should copy the costing variant to your own. Are you able to hear me?
So this is actual price, right?
Yes, Vikram.
Yeah. No, this is not actual price. This is a planned price, na? What we are doing is activity type KP26 is planned price or actual price. What we do in KP26 is planned price, na? Right? Even whatever we are doing is planning. There is no actual cost till now. Even whatever finished product that we are doing is planned price only, right? Okay. So, okay, as of now, because it will take time and again we will deviate the topic, I'm just changing it. Later on we will come and we will again make the changes. Okay, and save it. Okay, so now what we have done is we told the system don't take the average, take the complete price. Okay, so again if I go back and press enter, another enter, now you can see it is taking complete 5,000. Okay, so how system is deriving it? System knows that assembling cost is 2,000. System also knows that the quality price is 1,000 and system also knows the packing price is 2,000. Are you clear with the activity prices now? This is very important. Most of the time the issues that you create in the month end are related to this activity itself. They have not done the planning. Okay, they have not entered the data in the KP26 and they are trying to execute the this particular transaction and they are getting that the activity prices are not maintained for this combination of for this period. Right? Any question on the activity price calculation now? Have you understood how exactly the activity prices work? So number one, you have to create a cost center. Number two, you have to create the activity types. Number three, you also have to create the work centers, the routings. So these two things are done from PP. Okay, PP will be doing this. Activity rates, CO. This is our responsibility as a CO consultant or as a CO end user. I'm not saying as a consultant we are required to maintain the activity rates, but yes, this will fall under our area whenever you are working as a CO consultant. Okay, so if the routing is not mentioned properly, you can always go to the PP consultant and tell this is wrong. But if it is related to activity rates, then as a CO consultant, we need to explain the things to the CO end user. Okay, so again, KP26, you will mention the price per unit. Okay, this is per unit price, which you mention in KP26. Which activities needs to be carried out at for how much time, this you need to specify in the routing. Okay, and then you need to just execute CK11 and system will automatically pick the required time multiplied by whatever is the rate put in KP26 and it will perform the calculation. Okay, any confusion from the activity before I go and find out now why raw material cost is still not coming here? It is still 0. Although we mentioned purchase info record, but we are still not able to see the price for the raw materials. Okay, so let's understand now from the raw material point of view. So why raw material cost is 0? Again, I told you everything is dependent on this costing variant, PPC1. So if I go to PPC1 once again, in the valuation variant, I shown you how the activity types are picked. Similarly, how the materials price are picked. So what system is trying to do for the raw materials, system is trying to go and see whether the plant price is available for this material or not. Still not available. There is no plant price available for the raw material. There is no standard price. There is no moving average price. Because we have not purchased this material till now, we have not manually entered the standard price. Okay, that is the reason system is not able to determine the price. So from where do we want the system to get this price? Where we have maintained that price? Where exactly is the
Purchase
price?
info record.
It is managed in the purchase info record. ME11, right? But in this sequence, there is no ME11 at all. That is the reason system is not able to pick the rates. So I will add the fourth one, which is going to be purchase info record. Okay, so you'll be able to see price from purchase info record. So now what system will do? System will first try if there is a plant price. No, no problem. Go to the standard price. Again, no, no. Go to the moving average price. Even no, then it will go to the purchase info record. And from purchase info record, which price to take? I think it would be there is no quotation. Effective price from purchase order, no. Net purchase order price, gross purchase order price. Okay, let me select one and we'll see. Let's see if we keep it blank. No, it will not allow me to keep it blank.
Can't we check that in that PIR itself? Where what is the name
In
of the field?
PIR, in PIR, we just, okay, let's go and see. So if I go for ME13, ME11 to create, ME13 to display. So ME13, we entered the price. Why it is showing? Okay, plant,
RAM.
maybe we need to enter.
No, I
For
think
record
the
also.
material we need to change to RAM.
Sorry. Yes, RAM. So enter. Why it is not shrinking?
Plant also we should give.
Yes, APCS. Go to conditions. This is a price that we entered. So what is this price? Let's see. Condition amount where no skill exists. Okay, forget about that. I think it should be, let me select one. We will see if that is working. If not, then we'll come again. I think so. Effective price from quotation. Okay, let's try this. We'll see. Save. Okay, so now we told the system that if there is no plant price, no standard price, no moving average price, then go and find the price from the purchasing info record. Okay, and then again we will try to execute this now. So again press enter, another enter. Now again system is not able to calculate the price. Okay, let's go to the hard disk and see even this price is 0. So that combination is not working. Let me try one more combination. Net quotation price or gross quotation price. Okay, let's again go back. No, enter. Even this time also it is not calculated. I forgot where exactly it comes from. So effective price, net price from purchase order. Why it is asking purchase order and all?
Purchase order price by condition.
Okay, just give me a minute. Let me check what I specified last time. Just give me a minute. This is 1809, the last batch which I took. OKTZ, right? No, sorry, OKKN. So OKKN. Valuation variant. Someone has changed it. Okay, we created another one also. Someone has changed it. It is not allowing blank, right? This is correct. Okay, let's see what is the error. Okay, it is not related to the thing that we are looking at. It is asking for the consumption account now. Okay, what is consumption account? Which means whenever you are going to perform the costing, what exactly is going to happen whenever you are going to manufacture this material? This hard disk, RAM, monitor, CPU box, they will be consumed, right? So raw material consumption account needs to be assigned, OBYC, right? So that is missing. So let's go to the question, this log, double click here. It will tell you very clearly which accounts need to be maintained. So under chart of account ABCS, transaction GBB, VBR, we need to mention this for hard disk. Same goes for RAM and all, right? So that is the reason. I don't think it has related to anything related to this one. Okay, anyways, let's do and maintain this. So I'll go to OBYC to provide the raw material consumption account. But before that, we have to create it. We have to create that raw material consumption account. So I'll go to transaction FS00. Okay, it is going to be expense. Consumption is expense. So I'll copy this COGS 4003, and this is going to be raw material consumption. Okay, I'm creating as a non-operating because this is not a normal expense. This is just in order to manufacture something, right? So, or maybe I think it is better to create as a primary cost, because whatever cost will be booked, it should be booked in controlling also. So control data, this would be cost element category 0, 1 for the cost, right? This is fine. Let's try to save it. Or maybe even I need to change this for material related. There is material consumption account, this one G003. Okay, let's try to save it now. So now what we need to do is we need to go to transaction OBYC and we need to assign this 4003 account. So OBYC under GBB, okay, under chart of account ABCS, what was next? VBR. So just verify this is okay or not. So maybe what I'll do is I will go with general modification, no, valuation modification and valuation class. Save this. Okay, so valuation grouping code is VBR and our valuation class is 3000, right? This is our valuation class. Okay, and the account. So 4003. Save it. Right? Let's try and do this once again. So back, no, enter. It is still showing the error. Let's go and see. It is still showing the same error. ABCS GBB VBR, what we maintained then. VBR. Let's come out of this completely. CK11N, enter. Still the same thing. Okay, let's do one thing then. ABCS GBB VBR. Rules. Do we need the general modification also? Let's try. Any idea? General modification is VBR or account modification? Let
Don't
me
know,
verify.
Vikram. Maybe we can try general modification only because in the error message it shows valuation slash
Yes.
modification.
Let's see. GBB. Chart of account here was, okay, let's go with INT itself. Yeah, it's general modification. VBR is general modification. So we need to provide in the general modification. Maybe always better is, let's verify in 0001, okay, which is a standard chart of account which is provided. So INT, let's see how it is maintained. So debit credit we don't need, but we will go for this three and we will maintain one with blank and another one with 0001. Okay, so let's do it. OBYC, GBB, this one would be ABCS. Okay, and here I'll change the rules. Yeah, all three are included. This is fine. So accounts, this would be 0001, VBR, valuation clause 3000, and this account. Similarly, I'll keep one blank, VBR 3000, 4003. Okay, now it should work. Let's go back again and try to execute once again. Enter, enter. Still the same thing. Now another error. That error is gone. System is able to determine GL account 4003. So this is working fine. Next is cost component structure 01 is not active. Okay, so you already know where exactly we created the cost component structure, which is OKTZ, right? So we will go to transaction OKTZ and just make sure
Sorry,
that this,
where we maintain that one?
no, that was actually the error was related to general modification. We were maintaining the valuation modifier. Okay, so this must be active. Whenever you make any change to cost component structure, this automatically gets deactivated. Okay, if you remember earlier, we provided the GL account for the secondary cost. Now again, what we also need is just select on this, go to the attributes, and all this raw material cost we want to book under this one. And that is the reason we have to assign this GL account. Which one? The one that we just now created. So our cost component structure is 1, our chart of account is ABCS, and all the cost which is going to be booked on 4003, this we want to show it in raw materials. Okay, which means under this cost component. Okay, save it, come out and make sure that this is active. Active this, click on save. Okay, now if I
Vikram,
again
there is
go back,
one. I have one question.
yes, go ahead.
So we have given this cost elements here, the secondary cost element and
Primary, both.
primary cost element for raw material. But
Yes.
when we do the costing run, will there be any actual posting in this
No, no,
accounts?
no. No, actual posting will not be done in this account. The posting will only get done when you are actually using the production order. So what you are telling the
Okay.
system is whenever you'll be creating the production order, whatever raw materials you will be consuming, where exactly that will go, and whatever activities you are consuming, which GL account it will go. So activities goes to the secondary cost element with cost center, and the raw materials should go to the actual primary cost element. So there is no posting as of now. It is just the calculation.
So we are still in the planning phase only. Just
Exactly. Yes, yes, yes. We are still not
yeah,
posting anything. It's all planning.
yeah. Okay. Thanks, Vikram.
Okay. Okay, let's press enter now. Now you can see the cost is 30,000. So system is able to derive the 25,000 as a material price. Okay, if you want to see the cost component split. So raw material cost 25,000 and production cost 5,000. So total cost is coming to 30,000 and this has been turned to green. Okay, so which means system is now able to determine the cost of the raw material. System is also able to determine the cost of activities. And the total price now is 30,000. Clear on this? Okay, once again, what I'll do is, once again, I will just go back. In order to determine the cost of the product, we will use transaction CK11N. Okay, enter your finished product that you want to cost. System already knows that in order to determine the cost of the product, what raw materials are required, what is the raw material cost per unit, what activities are required, what are the activities cost per minute, right? So if you just press enter, system will determine the POM and routing. Okay, this information 30,000 is coming from what? This is a BOM and the activities are routing. So if you want to see whether system has determined the BOM or routing or not, you can go to the quantity structure. In this quantity structure, you can see this is a BOM, this is a routing. Okay, if you double click, it will take you to the BOM. Okay, this is a BOM, display material BOM. If you double click on routing, it will take you to the routing. Okay, you'll be able to see all the activities that needs to be carried out. Okay, so based on this quantity structure, system has determined the price of the product, right? Now, where exactly the prices came from, that you need to determine in the costing variant. If you take another costing variant, this may not work. Okay, so it is totally based on the costing variant, which costing variant you have selected, and that you can see in the costing data, which costing variant you took. Okay, so even if you double click on a particular unit, even that would be costed. You can see 5,000. If you go to RAM, this is also 5,000. If you go to processor, this is 10,000. So individually also you can go and see what is the price of each and every raw material. So when you cost the high level BOM, this is called as high level material. Within this high level, there are low level codes. So within the finished product, there are low level raw materials. So when you cost this particular material, the finished product, it will automatically cost the remaining raw materials also. Okay, you don't need to carry out the separate costing again for this raw materials. In one go, you can do all. Okay, so I'm not saving it because we are still not done. Why we are still not done is overhead is still pending. We want 3,000 as a overhead, 10%. Okay, first I will explain you what is overhead, then we will talk about this. But before that, let me tell you a lot of other things, whatever we have done till now, up to this. Okay, so let's understand the costing variant in detail. Okay, so I will again go to CK11N. Okay, this is important whenever you are going for the.
Vikram, sorry to interrupt. One question, Vikram. Now that we have made this planned planning run, will this already be visible in the
Material
finished
master.
material? Yeah.
No. There is a
Okay.
separate process. First process is you calculate the cost. Second process is you have to update the cost in the material. So that is a
Okay.
separate activity. We are still even not saved. We are still not saved. We are just calculating and we are coming out, right? We are still not
Okay.
saved
Okay.
any price.
Yeah. Okay, Vikram.
Okay. So I'll come to that. No need to worry. We will try to complete this today, but just I want to make sure that you understand each and every aspect of this one. So again, if I go to CK11N, now I'm trying to explain you what is costing variant. Very important question when you go for the interviews, whenever you are appearing in the certification exam. So what exactly this costing variance determines? Number one, if I press enter, you can see these dates are coming. 0101. Where exactly these dates are coming from? Have I provided this date? Why it is taking the first of the next month automatically? Why it is not taking the current date? Okay, this is also coming from the costing variant. So if you go to the costing variant, OKKN, okay, PPC1. So here you can see there is a date control. If you click on date control, it will determine 4 dates. Costing date from start of the next month. Costing date to maximum value, which means 9999. Just verify whether it is working or not. See, 9999. What about the quantity structure date? What do you mean by quantity structure date? Bomb. What would be the bomb explosion date? Let's say you have 2 bombs. One was valid for 2019, second is valid for 2020. So based upon what is your costing date, what is your quantity structure date, system will go for the bomb of 2019 or go for the bomb of 2020. That is determined from here. Okay, so it is saying costing date from. So it is same date from this one, same as this date. Valuation date means activity prices date. See, if you remember earlier, our activity prices were not working. Why they were not working? Because we have not maintained anything for 2020, right? But if I keep it, if I say, okay, no problem, the costing would be on the same date. Okay, so if I go for current date. So irrespective of what is my costing date from, system will consider what is the activity price available today in 2019 12th month, right? So these dates are controlled from here. So let's say I want to change this. I want the costing date from today and this also from today. So what I can do is current date. Save it. Okay, next time you go and try to run CK11N /n CK11N. Okay, use the same PPC1. Press enter, you can see the date. It is today's date. Okay, even the quantity structure and valuation dates are today's date because we said this is going to be the same date as costing date from date.
No, but in real scenario, we can change manually also, right?
You can change manually. This is by default. So if you want to change in the real-time scenario, you don't do the costing on day-to-day basis. It is only normally it is once in a year. The costing that you carry out is once in a year. But let's say if there is a product which is like very fluctuating, then you can do in the mid of the year also. But normally 98% of the costing is done in the once in a year. Okay, every year you need to run the costing cycle. Right, so now you understood where the dates are coming from. So dates are also dependent on the costing variant. Next one, if I press enter, I already told you system determines the, see now again it is not taking the material prices. Sorry, it is doing for RAM. That is the reason. Do you want to save the data? No. I want to do this for desktop, not the RAM. Okay, enter. So it is coming correctly, 30,000. So I already told you the activity prices and the material prices comes from the valuation variant. So if you go to valuation variant, material valuation will come from here. Okay, so if you want to add, if you want to change the sequence, you can do it from here.
First, it will check the material standard price, right?
First, it will check the plant price,
Okay, standard
then
price.
standard, then moving average, then purchasing info record.
For desktop, we have provided standard price in material, right?
No, no, no.
That tick we have given, right? Standard price it should calculate, right?
Yeah, we said the system that this will follow the standard price and raw materials will follow the moving average price, but those prices are still not available. Right, so system is taking the data from the purchase info record. For activity types, we told the system go for the plant price for the period. Okay, and then these are related to external processes, subcontracting, overhead I'm going to come now, but the subcontracting, external processing, don't worry as of now, we will discuss it later. But if you are just planning for the material which you are going to manufacture, in that case material prices will come from here, activity prices will come from here. Okay, so this is number 2 within the costing variant. So costing variant controls date control. Costing variant controls the prices also, how the raw material prices and the activity prices will come through the valuation variant. And first one is costing type. Why we are calculating this cost? What are we going to update? Whatever is 30,000, this 30,000 will be is what? It is a standard cost of your finished product. So that is the costing type. So costing type 01 means you want to update the standard price. There are a lot of others also which we don't use normally. We only use the standard price. So number one is in the costing variant, number one is you determine the costing type. Okay, so in the costing type, you will be telling the system that I want to update which type of price. Number two is valuation variant. In valuation variant, you determine the prices of the raw materials, also of activities. Okay, then you have date control where you need to tell the system like what exactly would be the dates, from where it will be applicable until what date it will be applicable. What is the date of bomb explosion? What is the date of activity prices? Okay, then you have quantity structure control. Okay, which normally we keep it same. Okay, so how the system will determine the bomb and how the system will determine the routing. Okay, so system automatically determine the bomb and routing, right? If there are multiple bombs and routings, how system will determine? So we are going to determine the bomb of type costing. So if there is only one bomb, it would be same as production. If you remember when we created the bomb, if you go to CS03, see this bomb usage is production. But if I press enter, it is also used for the costing also. Okay, so it is not written here, but when you are having only one bomb, then automatically production bomb would be considered for costing. But if you have multiple bombs, then you need to have one bomb for the costing itself. Okay, same goes for routing also. So if I go for routing, it is using 01. 01 means what? Production. If you remember when we created this routing, if I go to transaction CA03, when I created this routing, we told the system, if you just press enter, somewhere we told the system that this is released 4. I told you to select 4 here. Yeah, see, overall status is 4. Okay, usage is 1 and overall status is 4. So this is exactly what we are telling the system to use. So which routing should be used? Use the routing where 01. 01 means what? Status is 4 and usage is 1. Right? This is normal standard. We normally don't need to change this, but again, you have the control from here.
So Vikram, if there are multiple bombs and multiple routings, and if we don't do any change here, so typically there will be always in the system, that means that there is only one bomb and one routing for one material, which is like production, right?
Yes, production is the minimum that you need. If there is no production bomb and no production routing, this means system will not able to know what exactly needs to be done.
No, the reason I'm asking is, suppose in a real time scenario, if the business is having like 2-3 bombs and 2-3 routings, and so of these two bombs, only one bomb will be a production, and what will be the status of the other
Yes,
bomb?
yes, exactly. Only one bomb would be the production bomb.
Okay. So that means every year or on every period, so there will, as a process, somebody will make sure that this bomb is the production bomb, right?
Yes, yes, yes. It is mandatory. If there is no bomb, then definitely there is no question of. See, it is not only question of costing. If there is no bomb, it means the company itself doesn't know how to manufacture this product, which is very rare, right? They will always have the bomb, which will be clearly telling them these are the list of materials that we have in order to manufacture this finished product.
Okay. But yeah, the reason I'm asking is, suppose if somebody is asking, okay, what will happen if there are two bombs, and so then we say that, okay, it's a process that somebody in your organization, probably a controller or somebody, they should mention which is the production bomb out of the two, so that the costing
Yes,
variant can pick that bomb.
yes, can be done.
Okay, okay.
Okay, and then you have this transfer control and reference variant, which we don't need to worry as of now. We will see later on if this is also required. Okay, so as of now, what we understood is in order to calculate the cost of the product, we will run transaction CK11N. Okay, we need to specify the finished product. We need to specify the costing variant. Based on the costing variant, system will determine the dates. System will also determine the quantity structure. So if you think that, okay, I don't want to use this, whatever is automatically predefined from PPC1. Okay, let's say if you have multiple bombs and multiple routings, and in the PPC1, we told the system to take 0101. But if I want to take 0202 here, I can do it. Okay, which is normally very rare. We normally don't do that, but yes, flexibility is there. Okay, and once you select it, press enter. When you say a blank, it means system will take the default one, right, which is provided in the costing variant. Okay, so system is able to derive the cost of 30,000. How this cost is derived of 30,000? So 25,000 is your material cost that you can see in the costing components. You can see raw material 25,000 and production 5,000. So overall cost is 30,000. Okay, so overall cost is 30,000. Okay, now one more thing. So before we go ahead and save this cost, because we still know this is not the complete cost, there are additional things which I want to apply. So 30,000 is what? 30,000 is very clear, which we can see, which we are 100% sure that we are going to apply this many raw materials. We are also going to apply this many activities. But there are some other cost. Okay, there are some cost which you cannot say for sure. Okay, so what are those costs? Let's say, for example, uh, there are some costs which are not directly applicable on this material. So let's say electricity expenses. Let's talk about the salaries to your employees. Can I say if I'm manufacturing this product, this person or the overall salaries that I need to pay for this material is this much? Cannot, right? Because electricity expense cannot be 1:1 to the material. See, assembling cost, packing cost, quality cost, we 100% know that this is a cost related to this product. But there are some costs which we cannot clearly say that this was utilized for this material or not. Okay, so that is called as overhead, which you cannot directly apply on a particular material. That is called as overhead. Okay, so the question is how much overhead to apply then? If you don't know how much electricity was used to manufacture this unit, or how much employees were deployed to manufacture this particular unit, so we need to have some assumption here. So normally what companies do is they keep the fixed percentage. They'll say, okay, let's apply 10% overheads, which will include everything. Okay, so that is called as the overheads. Overheads means the cost which cannot be directly applied on the finished product. That has to be assumed, some percentage or some fixed value you have to assume and you have to apply on the product. So in SAP, in order to apply the overhead cost, we need to use the costing sheet. Okay, so here also, if you go and see the costing sheet, if I go to the costing data, okay, and maybe somewhere I've seen the costing sheet here. You can see the costing sheet in the valuation tab. It is PP-PC1. So there is already the costing sheet assigned to this particular standard costing object. But the thing is, there is as of now no value. That is the reason it is not able to calculate anything. So let's see where exactly this costing sheet is created. So again, for that, I need to go for the configuration. Let's go to SPRO, IMG, controlling. Okay, you go for product cost controlling, product cost planning. Okay, basic settings for material costing and overhead. Within overhead, you will go for define the costing sheet. Okay, what's the T code? It is not showing the T code. We will see. So which one is assigned to our object? PP-PC1, right? So let's select it, double click on this. Okay, so you can see here there is a separate material overhead. Then there is a production overhead, which is called as manufacturing overhead. Right? So there are two types of overheads which are applied. So I can say maybe 5% of material overhead and some part of manufacturing overhead. So in material overhead, okay, first of all, what is material? Let's double click on this base. For controlling area ABCS, how the system will know the material? Which GL account we assign to the material? It was 4003, which means whatever cost will be booked for under this GL account 4003 is material. So what is our total material cost? 25,000, right? On 25,000, if I double click on the overhead rate, just give me a minute, this is test or something. Okay, let's remove it first. Let's do it one by one. So let's save the base first. Okay, which is how the system will determine what is the raw material. Then I'll go to the overhead rate. So entities does not exist. Do you want to create? I'll say yes. So this is my material overhead. Okay, and dependency on overhead type, plant, overhead key. I don't want to keep. Let's go with the plant itself. Okay, and percentage based. I told percentage based, which means if I select this, no, let's double click. Why it is not working? Let's come out first. So material overhead, overhead rate. This is where you need to maintain the rates. So what I'll do is I'll tell the system starting from 1st of 12/2019 to 31st/12/9999. For my controlling area, which is ABCS, if my overhead type, if you just do F4, whether it is actual overhead or planned overhead, what we are doing currently is everything is planned. So planned overhead percentage 10%. Okay, we will also maintain the actual because that will be required later on. Sorry. So actual overhead is also 10. Okay, so what we are telling the system is whatever would be the total cost which will be booked under 4003, which means in our case 25,000. There will be additional 10,000 which will be charged. Sorry, additional 10%, which means 2,500 for material. Same way, if I come out and do this for the manufacturing also. So production cost is booked in which GL in my case? All the production costs are booked in 9003, right? Secondary cost element. So again, in this one also, if you just come out, there is a separate line for overhead, okay, which is this one, manufacturing overhead, and go for overhead rate. So new entry, again 10%. Okay, so percentage will be told to you by the business. It is not something that is always going to be same. Overhead type would be 1 and here it would be 2. Okay, let's save it. If you go to credit, let's come out first. These are the credits. What exactly are credits? Let me show you. So if I select this and go to credit, here you need to specify where exactly it will go under the cost centers also. If there is any cost center or order, where exactly it will go to in that particular one. So normally we need to provide the cost center here because this overheads will be booked in which cost centers. So we have to do it for both. Number one for the material overhead. So credit, new entry. So valid to 31st/12/2009. Sorry, 9999, it is valid too. Okay, in which cost element you want to book it? So this is overhead costs. So maybe we need to create one new GL account which would be used for the overheads. So FS00. Okay, and overheads is a cost. So I will create under this one, which is 4004. Copying it, and I'm creating the same. I'm not creating the separate overhead account for, or maybe if you want, we can create separate. So raw material overhead and production overhead. This is fine. It should be one itself. This is also fine. This is not a material consumption account, so I will just book G004, normal cost. Okay, I'll create another one also, just a copy of this, which is going to be production overheads. This is fine. This is fine. Only here I will change to production. Okay, so these two GLs, I will assign it here in the credit section. So 4004 for raw material. Okay, under the cost center, just select any of the cost center that you created in your company. So we are into the manufacturing of desktops. So for desktop, we have maybe one common one that we will use. Yeah, this one, common for desktop. Cost element type must be of type 41. Sorry, this GL account that we specified, this must be of type 41. This means it is a secondary cost element required. Okay, because it is not going to be booked immediately. It is going to be booked later on. So again, FS, or maybe I can go to the same what we created, but the problem is, no, better to create a new one. So FS00, it should be created under secondary because it is type 40. So copy, or maybe let's create a new one, 9004. Okay, this is definitely going to be secondary cost. This is also going to be secondary. Okay, and this is used for material overhead. So raw material overhead, control data. So here cost element category should be 41, overhead rates, right? And here we can go for G004. Same thing, just copy it, 9005. Okay, and here just the description would be production overheads. Okay, so just remember this has to be overhead type cost element. So instead of 4004, we have to provide 9004. Okay, save it, come out, do the same thing for this one also, E02. Okay, credit, enter, new entry, cost element 9005, cost center would be this one, press enter and save. Clear? So now costing sheet information is also available. System knows that, okay, if you are manufacturing for this controlling area, there will be additional 10% which will be charged to your material cost. So again, if I go back to CK11N, press enter, enter. Costing item 010 is not assigned to cost component. Can you tell me now? After all these things, now you should be able to tell me what is wrong.
Should we activate the component or something?
Costing component is already active, but if you remember, we just now added two more sections, GL9004 and GL9005, and that should also appear in my cost, right? So those two GLs, 9004 and 9005, needs to be assigned, right, to the costing component.
Yeah, in OKTZ cost component.
Yes, in OKTZ, yes. So if I go for OKTZ, in this cost component structure. So what I'll do is material overhead, there is a separate section. I will assign which cost element. So this is going to be 01. This is going to be ABCS. Cost element is 9004 for raw material, right? Raw material overhead. And this will go into which cost component? It will go to the raw material overhead, this one. Okay. Same way, just come out and go for the production overhead also, which is this one. Right? So assignment, new, 01, chart of account is ABCS. This is going to be 9005. And this is going to be, sorry, not this one. This is going to be production overhead. Okay, save it. Done. Just make sure that if you come out, this is active. See, by default, if you make any changes, it becomes inactive. So you have to make sure that this is active after making all the necessary changes. Okay, so now system also knows what is required from the cost component point of view. So again, let's go to CK11N, enter, another enter.
Hello, Vikram. I don't know. You're not audible. Hello, Vikram.
Hello. Sir, are you there?
I think I'm able to hear others. Maybe only Vikram. I'm not able to hear.
Yes, sir, exactly.
Hello,
Yeah.
can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes, Vikram.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I don't know where I got stuck. So I think we have not missed anything, right? I was just explaining you this costing sheet.
Yes, sir, we missed it. The explanation we showed in this thing, we missed it.
Okay, no problem. The error or the issue is that we are not able to see the material overhead till now, right? We need to calculate this. So that is the reason I'm going to the costing sheet once again.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I double click on base, I think this is wrong. Someone has That is the reason it is creating an issue. Base should come here. Let's try to save. Yes, now already exists as an overhead. See, the problem is this costing sheet itself is wrong. So let's do one thing. Let's see if there is any other base. Yes. So I can use, okay, don't go with the name. I'm just selecting this, enter. Okay, although it is wages, but inside I am assigning the GL account related to material. So which is 4003. Okay, and save. And here, material overhead. I think this we already provided. Yes, this we already provided. So everything seems to be okay now. Let's go and see once again. So now if you go to CK11N, okay, and press enter, sorry, CK11N. Why it is not going out? Let's do /n and CK11N once again, enter. Okay, now you can see the total cost is 33,000. Right, so
Vikram,
30,000.
one question,
Yeah.
Vikram. Here the cost of goods manufactured and cost of goods sold both seem to be same. When will it be different?
No, it will be same only. As of now, it would be same. I'll show you what exactly is the difference. But that is
Okay.
normally we don't create any costing for cost of goods sold. Normally we create for COGM itself.
Okay.
We will talk about that later on. But that is something which
Mhm.
is not required because this is what we normally update the standard cost with COGM.
Okay.
Is this clear now? So 33,000. So how it is coming is number one, if you click on this bifurcation, it will very clearly tell you. So raw material cost is 25,000, production cost is 5,000, material overhead is 2,500, and production overhead is 500. So overall, it is coming to 33,000. Okay, now which means whatever we have entered in the Excel, everything looks okay. Okay, so
That fixed cost and variable, Vikram.
yes,
In that.
so what happens is your material cost is always variable, right? Whatever is your material cost is always variable. This
Okay.
production cost, you can define whether you want to keep it fixed or variable. So what we have done is, in our case, when we updated the cost in KP26, we told that this is a fixed price. That is the reason it is appearing in the fixed section. But if I
Okay.
go and tell the system that this is the variable price, if I change this from here to here, then it will also come in the variable section. Okay, let's try. Why it is taking so much time? Okay, so I'll do this for all, which means assembling. Okay, so again, I'll copy Control X from here and put it here. And the last one, sorry. So KP26, last one is packing. Okay, so within packing, also I will take it to the variable section. Okay, now if I again go to CK11N, enter, enter. Costing blocked, I think it is already being done. Yes. So come out of this. No, no. Okay, now if you go to, you can see everything is variable.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so now if you are happy with this price, if you think that yes, everything, whatever I wanted, if I compare it with Excel, everything looks perfect, right? So you have the uh, total cost of raw materials as 25,000, you have the total cost of activities as 5,000, and remaining 3,000 is your overheads, right? So if you are happy, you think that yes, this is a correct price, you can click on save. Okay, so just press enter. There are some messages generated. Let's see if there is something still missing. So lot size taken, costing from material could not be locked. Okay, this is because we uh, the screen was already open on another screen. So CK11N, enter, enter. Okay, and once you are happy with this, just click on save. So you will get this message, the cost estimate is being saved. This is now saved. Now this cost estimate is already saved. So if you come to transaction CK13N to display if there any cost estimate exists for this material or not. If there are multiple cost estimates, you can click on this and it will show you how many costs exist. If I want to see the current price, execute, it will show me this particular price. Okay, so you can go to CK13N to display, you can go to CK12N if you want to change, you can go to CK11N if you want to do this costing once again. Okay, but irrespective of what you do, whenever you uh, save this, it will not automatically go and reside in the material master. Okay, so if I go to the material master now, although I'm getting another error in
Second,
material
sorry.
master, yeah,
Sorry
sorry.
to interrupt. In that Excel sheet, can we also add the costing sheet instructions?
Yes, I'll add. I'll add.
Okay.
So what I was saying is, uh,
Material master.
yeah, yes, if I go to material master, MM03, there you are getting a new error now. Okay, which we will solve it today so that in the next session, we can continue with our process. So if I go for desktop and if I provide my whatever details I want, so plant ABCS storage location, I think ABC1, enter, you will get this message. Material ledger must be set as productive for valuation area ABCS. Now, material ledger is one of the topic that we are going to discuss in detail. Okay, but not now, because if we start material ledger now, then we will again lose the complete flow of what we are doing in product costing. And that is the reason, as of now, we just need to activate material ledger. Just I'll just show you the screen where you can go and activate it, but otherwise you don't need to worry anything about material ledger as of now. Okay, so what we need to do is, even if you click on the question mark, it will tell you some steps. It is telling you to go to this 3 transactions, 4 transactions overall. So we will just follow whatever has been told. We will not do anything other than, we will not go for the understanding of what is material ledger as of now. Okay, so what I need to do is, I need to follow this 2-3 transactions, OMX2, OMX3, OMX1. So go to OMX2 first. Just make sure that there is a material ledger type 9000 already exists and verify that within this 9000 there is only one currency, that is company code currency. Okay, that's it. Second is go for OMX3. No need to change anything in OMX2. In OMX3, valuation area means plant. Okay, so your plant is ABCS. If it is not there, click on new entry, enter your plant ABCS and assign the material ledger type 9000, which we have seen in the last step. Okay, just assign the material ledger type as 9000 and click on save. Enter. Right, number 3 is OMX1. OMX1. What you need to do here is select your company code or valuation area, which is plant, and activate material ledger and price determination indicator 2. Okay, what is 2, what is 3? We are going to discuss in detail in material ledger, but as of now, we are just activating it. So tick on this indicator and enter 2 and save. Okay, the 3 activities are done, and the last activity is CKM start. CKM start. Enter your plant here, remove the test run, remove the background processing. Okay, and execute it. Okay, this is also done now, which means material ledger is active in our company code, in our plant. So now if I go to material master MM03, I should not get this error. Enter plant ABCS, storage location ABC1, press enter. Okay, so that material ledger related error is gone, and if you see, costing 1 and 2 views are added now. We have not added this when we created the material. So if I go for costing 1, you can see, or maybe costing 2, yeah, you can see as of now there is no price available. Okay, although we have saved the price, but it is not coming to the material master immediately. Okay, if I go for accounting 1 view, in accounting 1 view, we told the system that we are going to use the standard price for this material, right? Standard price, but again, the standard price is still 0. We want that 33,000 to appear here. We want that 33,000 that we calculated to appear here automatically. Even in costing 2 view, we want that to be available 33,000 as our current price in this screen, in this field. Okay, so that is something which is a separate process. It is not the process that we have completed till now. It is not part of the process that we have completed till now. We just saved. Now system just knows that, okay, there is some saved price available for this material, but whether you want to update this price for your material or not, that is something as a separate process. Okay, so there is something called as marking and releasing of price. Okay, CK24. There is a transaction CK24 which will allow you to mark and release the price of this material. Okay, let me show you. So you will go to transaction CK24. Okay, before that, let me update the Excel with whatever things we have done till now. So costing variant we already have seen. After costing variant, determine the cost component structure, costing variant, costing sheet. Transaction code, I don't remember, but you know the path, right? SPRO. I'll see if there is a transaction code to it, or maybe we can see it in this way also. So SPRO, IMG, additional information, display keys, and IMG activity, controlling, product cost controlling, product cost planning, overhead, and costing sheet. So KZS2. KZS2. Yes, KZS2 is the transaction code to display the costing sheet. Okay, and one more important thing, how system determined this costing sheet by default? There were multiple costing sheets, right? So if I go for CK11N or CK13N, which we already evaluated, okay, if I see the cost estimate, execute. So here in the valuation, system is automatically determining this costing sheet PP-PC1. Why it is not taking other costing sheets? Again, because of this costing variant. So if you go to costing variant, yes, if you go to costing variant, and if you go to valuation variant, overhead, you can see this costing sheet is assigned. So if you want to create your own costing sheet, You can create and you can assign your own costing sheet here. We are going to do all those things. As of now, whatever we have done today, I have shown you everything by using the standard costing variant which was there. We will try one entire end-to-end scenario by creating our own costing variant later on. Right? So this is where you can assign the costing sheet in the costing variant, based on which system will pick the overhead cost. Okay, so you can see overhead on finished and semi-finished products and overhead on the material components. So if you also want on the material components, there are some overheads, you can enter it here. Otherwise, just keep it blank. Otherwise, it will be doubled. Okay. So now, if I want to update this 33,000 in my material, then I have to go to transaction CK24. Okay, in this transaction CK24, there are two steps that we need to perform: mark the standard price and release the standard price. Okay, when you do mark the standard price, what will happen is in your material master, if you go to MM03 and costing view of this material master, let me deselect all, costing 2 and plant ABCS. When I say mark, it will update this future price. Mark means you are telling the system that my future price is going to be this one. Okay, and when I say release, then whatever is the future price updated here, that will get shifted from here to here. So when I release, whatever is your future price will become your current price, and future price again will become 0. Right? Again in the next month, if I execute the same thing, then what will happen is my future price will become current price, my current price will become previous price. Let's say in 2020, I want to do it once again. So my current price will become my previous price and future price will become my current price. Right? So the direction is always like this. Future to current, current to previous. Okay, let's see future to current first. First, we will update this price. If I want to update this future price, I will go to CK24. I will use mark standard price. Okay, company code ABCS, or you can enter the plant, whatever you want. And I'm keeping material open, which means I want to perform this for all the materials. Okay, so just make sure that it is active for your company code. So your company code, as of now, you can see it is red mark. So just click on ABCS. It will enter the PPC variant, sorry, costing variant, which is PPC1, and this will be turned to green. Okay, once this is done, you can first do the test run. Okay, test run will just tell you whether it will work or not. You can see 7 cost estimates are updated successfully. Which 7? So one is your FG, and then remaining are your raw materials. They are updated with the correct price. Right? If you are happy with the results, just come out, remove the test run and execute it. Again, out of 7 materials, 7 were updated successfully. So these are the cost which is updated. Now, as soon as the mark has been completed, if you go to the material master, just refresh this and you'll be able to see 33,000 in this plant price. Okay, let's see. Enter for costing 2. See, your future price is available now. Okay, next month, sorry, not next month. Once I release it, this future will become current. Okay, let's try for all other materials. So if I go for RAM, costing 2, right? So this is a future price. Now let's go for CK24 again. This time instead of mark, I will click on release. Okay, so 12th month, company code ABCS. Let's do the test run first. Execute. Okay, again 7 cost estimated would be successfully updated. So come out, remove the test run, execute. Done. See, the document is also created. This is a controlling document. Okay, this has nothing to do with the finance. But in order to update the price, you'll be able to see here. If I go for desktop with costing 2 and accounting 1, because now accounting 1 also has a standard price. So plant ABCS, if you come down, you can see standard price is 33,000 in accounting 1 view. And in costing 2 view, future price has become 0. Future price has been converted to current price. Okay, now system knows what is the standard price for this product. Now if you try to manufacture this product, if the cost goes beyond 33,000, it would be variance, unfavorable variance. If the cost is below 33,000, it is a favorable variance, right? So this is how you can update the standard price of the product using transaction CK24. There are two steps. One is mark, second is release. Mark will update the future price, release will update the current price. Okay, you got it. Satish, you were asking this, how my price will be updated in the material master. You got the answer now?
Yes, Vikram. Thanks.
Okay, so let's summarize what we discussed. Okay, I will take another sheet for this just for the explanation. So if my FG is finished product, which is desktop, right? In order to manufacture this desktop, I need this many number of raw materials with this quantity. So this raw materials along with the quantity is nothing but my BOM. So this is a BOM, okay, which has no value. BOM has just the quantity, how much quantity is required. Okay, and in order to manufacture, I need the activities also. Raw material itself is not enough. I need to perform these activities also, right? So these are the activities. So first is we created this as a finished product, then we created this as the raw materials, then we created a BOM. Then we created all this as the cost centers, as the activity types, right? We provided the rates in KP26, right? And finally, we organized all these three in the routing with the use of work center. Okay. Prices we provided in, for the raw material we provided in the purchase info record, but there are various different ways. I'm not saying PIR is the only way to pick the price. You can pick the price. See, now even your hard disk, if you go back and if you go for RAM, if you try to execute, just 1 minute, so plant ABCS, if you try to execute the pricing for the desktop now, it will no more go for PIR because it will automatically get the standard price. If you see the valuation variant has a sequence. Okay, so if you see here, valuation variant has a sequence. So first it will check the plant price, then it will check the standard price. So here itself it will get a value. It will not go to the purchasing info record at all. If there is already value available here, then there is no question of going somewhere else. Earlier when we have done the calculation, there was no standard price available. That is the reason system has used this, right? So this price will come from standard price, moving average price, purchase info record. This price will come from KP26. Okay, and apart from the raw material and activities, you can also have the overheads. Overheads are coming from costing sheet, right? And the combination of all these things is nothing but my standard cost. Okay, so standard cost will be calculated. Calculation is one thing, then there is mark and then release. So when you say mark, it will update the future price, and when you say release, it will update the current price. Clear now? Any questions on whatever we have discussed?
Vikram, in the raw material now the standard cost is updated, but if this has to be changed, what should I do?
Again, if you want to change, you have to like, why you want to change? Can you give me the real-time scenario?
Means suppose this I based on the current purchase info record, this material price is now 5,000, but this vendor is not supplying, and there is another vendor who is giving, but that vendor is giving at a 5,000 increased
Yes.
price.
Yes. So then you have two options. Either you update the price manually in the material master, or you carry
Okay.
out CK11N once again. But it is possible. Normally, we do this activity once in a year, but it is possible. But
Okay.
anyways, if it is only raw material, although we have updated the standard price, but if you see raw materials, normally we evaluate at the moving average price. So this price is just for the information purpose.
Okay.
Our
Okay.
material movement will only happen in the moving average price because we are using pricing control V. Okay, again, there are some permutations, combinations here, because when we will discuss about material ledger, then there is a separate activity altogether. But yes,
Okay.
if it's moving average, then you don't need to worry about the standard price.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so now I think you are ready with one of the very important activity. Okay, because that is important. Otherwise, just the understanding is not enough. What I want all of you is to carry out two separate projects. Okay, you can select your industry. I'm just giving you the examples, but it is up to you. Number one industry is water bottle manufacturing. Okay, so just take a simple, I am not expecting hundreds of raw materials. 5, 10 raw materials are enough. When you are doing water bottle manufacturing, then in that case, it is actually not water bottle manufacturing, it is water bottle filling. Okay, so which means you have a normal water bottle and then you have a water. The activity that you are doing is just filling it, packing it, and sealing it, right? Then you can have maybe bike manufacturing, where your raw materials would be the engine, seats, tires. Okay, just take 5 or 6 components. Okay, and then you try to assemble it, quality, packing. That is enough, right? So 3 activities are enough. So what you need to do is you need to create two separate companies. Okay, two separate company codes, two separate plants, two separate purchasing org. Everything is required from the logistics point of view that you need to set up. For the bike manufacturing also, you are going to create all those things on your own, and then you are going to perform the costing of at least one material. So take one bottled water, okay, as a finished product, create the BOM, create the routing, and do CK11N. Okay, once CK11N is done, then you carry out the normal CK24. Okay, you can use PPC1 as of now. No need to make any changes in PPC1. You can use as it is. Okay, so these two things, please try to do before we meet next time. Okay, as I told you, we are not meeting tomorrow. That is the reason we took a little bit longer today. Next week also I'm traveling, but maybe I will try to take at least on Saturday. Again, we will take a longer session on Saturday. But if there is any change in plan, maybe then I have to take like more sessions in the coming weekends. But next week I'm not sure as of now. So if there is any change in the plan, I will write you the mail. Otherwise, as of now, we are meeting on at least next Saturday for more time. Okay, so please complete these activities before we meet. If you complete these activities, remaining part of product costing will become very easy, right? If you are stuck here itself, then it will be very difficult to digest the future topics. Okay, any questions?
Vikram, my access to server will expire this in another 2 3 days, I guess, because it was for 1 month, no? Or is it till end of January?
No, I gave you as of now for 1 month. If you want additional 1 month, I will provide it to you, because you from my side you'll be getting for 2 months, right? So
Yeah.
it totally depends upon you. If you can complete this practice, my recommendation would be, if you have time, see tomorrow also is Sunday. So
Mm-hmm.
complete this practice in this remaining 2 days that you have.
Okay.
Okay, and don't go for the server access as of now, because for next maybe 5 to 6 days, or maybe if you are not meeting in the next week, then 10 days will be gap. So unnecessarily there is no point of having the server access. You can take it once
Yes.
we are again back on track. So at least utilize this 2-3 days to complete this activity.
Okay. Sure. Sure. Vikram.
But it is
That's a
up to
plan.
you. If you want, yeah, it is up to you. If you want, you just ping me. I will arrange your server access.
No, I would go by your suggestion. I will try to finish this and then
That
get
would
it
be
later.
better.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I'm also.
Hello.
I said I'm also go with your suggestion. I'm also did not
So,
get any server access yet.
Bala, your voice is little bit like not clear today. I'll give you the call about the server access. I'll give you the call. But any questions related to the topics that we discussed, will you be able to complete this activity before we meet next time?
Yeah. Hopefully.
Okay, then. Yeah. Okay, then. Thank you all. And we will, as I told you, I will just update you about our next class. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.